The rebellious daughter, Toya Jackson, sister of megastar Michael, has broken with the legendary clan. Since then, she has not missed an opportunity to shock her parents. Late revenge for a botched childhood, because Toya particularly suffered under her brutal father. She wants to show him and make a career on her own, at any cost. Now she is touring through Europe's nightclubs. Fiona Mackenzie and Gabor Harach visited her at the Paris Moulin Rouge. Bad girl, a bad girl. This is how Toya Jackson sees herself. With this song, she tried to connect to the successes of her brother Michael 3 years ago. Without success. Instead of rising, Toya continued to decline. Today, she performs at the Paris red light club Moulin Rouge. Behind the scenes, the 8-year-old is getting her face in shape. The cosmetic surgery has left its marks. Outside, the audience is already waiting. Mostly respectable tourists who want to see naked flesh for their minimum consumption. No trace of legendary nightclub atmosphere. The show begins with cheap disco rhythms. In backlight and stage fog, Toya is allowed to believe that she is standing on a big concert stage. But later, the Moulin Rouge shows its true face. Stuffy review numbers, Toya in the middle. From the very beginning, she has had no luck. As a girl, she and her sisters were sexually abused by their own father. Whether she hates her father for that, we ask her in her dressing room.
I dislike my father for what he's done, but
Ich kann meinen Vater einfach nicht leiden. Dafür, was mir angetan hat, sagt Toya. For what he did to me, says Toya. But I hate my mother, because she allowed what my father did. She stood by and watched. She could have made herself appear. My mother knew that my father went to bed with us sisters. She would at most say, "Don't do it today. Leave the milk out. Girls sleep." The disgraced Toya builds her future on this man. Jack Morgan, her husband and manager, he also early blames Mother Jackson for the real guilt. Mother Jackson instigated her husband to attack the children, confirms Toya's husband, or to rape the girls. Whatever he does, many women believe, simply to fail sexually. That's why they leave their daughters to their husbands, explains Jack Morgan. Father Jackson paid his daughters for sex. Once they were allowed to go to the cinema, Toya was paid 25 cents. Toya has always been the black sheep among the Jacksons. After the revelations about her cruel father, she was almost avoided by her whole family. Only brother Michael stood by her, because he also hates his father, because he constantly had to take a beating. That's why he also changed his appearance. He simply didn't want to look like the hated father anymore. Toya followed suit. At least in appearance, the two are cut from the same cloth. But Michael developed into a global star. Millions of people admire him. The looks that Toya attracts are of a completely different kind. In the Moulin Rouge, only cheap pickup lines are in demand. Industry insiders suspect that her father does everything out of revenge, so that she has no chance in the pop industry. Toya's manager can report on the confrontations with Father Jackson. He called me in. Suddenly, he grabbed me by the shoulders and threw me to the ground. He did this 5 times. Mother Jackson sat on the sofa and watched. Toya knocked on the bedroom door from the outside and shouted, "Help him, help him." When she finally came in, she received a package from her father. Toya wanted to show it to her family. She had her oath. The hells are falling. The Jacksons were shocked, but brother Michael quickly had an explanation ready. Toya wanted to take revenge on her parents and their prudish religion. I showed my breasts. She admits to us. Here in France, the girls also walk around topless on the beach. Even on television, the girls are topless, just like in many magazines. In America, however, a big discussion breaks out immediately when someone shows their breasts. That's just unbelievable. But that's America, and that's why crime is so high there. Toya raves about European permissiveness, especially about German red light districts, because their men can simply help themselves. Soon Toya will also be staying in German nightclubs. then German men will also be allowed to rave about La Toya. That's it for today and for this week. I hope to see you on.